Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you in lovely professional university Edu-Webinars. My name is Dalvinder Kaur and I'm your host for today's webinar. As I can see people are still joining, so let's wait for a few more minutes so that everyone can join. Till then, let me take you all on a virtual tour of our beautiful campus. So here it is. So thanks for watching this video and thanks for voting also. Let's talk about the polling, especially on the option C. Is this video real or AI? No, this is a really, absolutely real video. No AI is harmed in making this video. People who are wants to watch this video again, I will share this link in the chat box later. So everyone has joined, as I can see. So let's dive into today's topic, that is contemporary legal research methods, doctrinal, empirical, and AI-assisted approaches. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day, Dr. Syedah Fatima. She's assistant professor in School of Law at lovely professional university. With expertise in socio-legal research, law, and more. She has authored 2 books and publishes several research papers in Scopus journals. So now I would like to introduce the admission nominee also in this webinar, Mr. Sukhwinder Singh. Mr. Sukhwinder is an experienced educational professional with the 15 plus years in academic administration and admissions. His expertise includes planning and creating impactful admission frameworks that supports student success. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions. You can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed on my side in the end of this webinar. Now I'm going to hand over this session to our expert, Dr. Syedah Fatima, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from her. And I'll be also joining all you as an attendee, as it's always great to learn something new. Over to you, Dr. Syedah Fatima.
Okay, thank you, Dalvinder ma'am, for having me in this session. So, just a minute, ma'am. So, it's an honor to speak before you on the topic. Just a second, ma'am. So today I'll be speaking on the topic contemporary legal research methods, doctrinal, empirical, and AI-assisted approaches. So basically, if we talk about the research is very important these days in every field. But I'll be keeping my research topic limiting to the law field only, because I am from law background. So when we talk about the research or why research is important in the law school, if, for example, you are studying any law course, then question is why the research is important. The answer is research is an inseparable part of legal education from the very first semester when you take the admission to the final year, when you will be completing your program. So it helps the students move beyond the rote learning and develop analytical thinking. So whenever the student, they will be studying the law, they will be doing any program. It might be BLLB, BBLLB, LLB or LLM. So students, they need to do research. So students regularly participate in assignments and term papers. They need to do the case comments and case analysis. They need to draft moot court memorials. While writing dissertations and theses, again, they need research. Then internship reports, when they will be submitting, they need to do research for that. For any publication in the journals, they need to do research. For any capstone and skill-based projects which they will be undertaking, you need research. So research is basically important in every way or every field of the law which you will be choosing. So now the nature of the legal education is changing. So traditionally, what was happening, legal education mainly focused on the reading textbooks, memorizing legal provisions, writing the theory exams, and passive classroom learning only. But if we look into the modern time, the legal education has completely changed. Now the focus of the legal education is on the problem solving, research-based learning, drafting skills, practical exposure, digital competence, and interdisciplinary understanding. So we can say that today's legal world values skills as much as the marks. So now the question comes that how research can help you in building a strong CV, because whenever you will be applying anywhere these days, you need to apply and you need to share your CV with the employer. So how this research helps you in building a strong CV? A strong student CV should reflect more than just academic grades. Now the time, as we have already discussed, now the time has changed. So you should be having more things rather than having your academic qualifications and grades only in the CV. Now the employers, they look into your CV. The stronger your CV, the greater the chances of your selection. So the important additions that you can add to your CV can be your published research papers, your internships under advocates or firms, your moot court participation, legal blogs or articles, the surveys and field studies which the student will be conducting, the paper which the student will be presenting in the conferences, the leadership roles undertaken by the students, and the certifications and workshops which the students will be participating into. So basically, your CV often creates a first impression before the interview even begins, because the employer will be looking at your CV first of all, and then after that, on the basis of CVs, mostly the candidates are being shortlisted these days. So we need to have a strong CV in order to apply for any job. So when we talk about the importance of research in legal careers, so whether student will be opting any field in the legal career, be it litigation or judiciary or corporate sector or academia or even the government and NGOs, the student needs to have a strong CV, and student also needs research in every field. So if we talk about the litigation, if there is a need for finding any precedent, you need to do research for that. For preparing written arguments, you need to do research for that. Legal drafting also needs the research. Judiciary, when we talk about the judiciary, then judicial decisions require the interpretation and reason analysis, which will be done only through the research. And corporate sector also, compliance audits, contracts, and policy review, you need research for that. When we talk about the academia, research publications, books, funded projects are teaching excellence. In every field, you need to do research. If you are a part of the government or any NGO, then you need research for bringing any law reform, for surveys, policy implementations, and social justice reports. So basically, research is required in every legal profession. You might be choosing any legal profession, but you need to be expert in the research these days in order to succeed in that particular sector. So now the question is, what is the legal research? Legal research, when we talk about it, is a systematic and scientific process of identifying the legal issues, collecting the relevant materials, and analyzing authorities and presenting the recent conclusions on the basis of that analysis. So basically, it helps in solving the legal disputes. Research also helps in understanding the statutes and judgments, in reforming the outdated laws, influencing policy decisions. You need research for protecting rights and justice and advancing legal scholarship. Also, you need to do the research. So basically, whenever any researcher will be doing any research, he needs to have some qualities. So when we talk about the qualities of a good researcher, so the good researcher asks the meaningful questions. A good researcher does not only collect the information, he also asks the questions. So basically, a good researcher must have these following essential qualities. He must have curiosity, and he must have patience, critical thinking, objectivity. He must be honest. Then attention, he must be paying attention to every minute detail. And time management is also necessary, because whenever you will be solving any issue, you need to do that within a specific time period. It's not that you are taking many years to solve a problem, then it will be just vain. So you need time management also. Then you cannot be biased. You cannot confine your study to a particular situation or that. You need open-mindedness. So basically, research starts with the right question. The right the question, the greater the results will be. If your question is not right, then you will be diverting from the actual problem, and your solution might not be the appropriate. So if I talk about the examples of strong legal research questions, so these can be: why are certain welfare laws ineffective in practice? Why do many victims avoid reporting cybercrime? Does data privacy law adequately protect the citizens? Should AI generated evidence be admissible in court? Is access to legal aid equal for all sections in the society? So these can be the examples of some strong legal questions for which the researcher needs to find the solution and answers through the research. The different types of methods can be applied while trying to find the solution in these questions. So the first method is the doctrinal legal research. So doctrinal legal research is nothing basically. It is when it is also called black letter law research, or it can also be called as library research. It mainly focuses on studying the written law, which can be through statute. Statute is basically the act which is enacted by the legislature. So the researcher might be studying the act or the constitution provisions pertaining to any issue, or the judicial precedent. Judicial precedents are basically the decisions of the Supreme Court and high courts, which will be binding on the lower courts, and the legal doctrines and the principles of interpretation. So it mainly answers the following type of questions. When you want to know what the law is, then you will be doing the doctrinal legal research. When you want to know what the legal rights and duties of a citizen, of a person, of any organization are, then for that you will be doing the doctrinal research only. Then if you want to answer the question how the courts interpreted the provisions in any particular case, you need to do the doctrinal research for that. Then there are various sources. When we do research, we use those sources. So the sources in doctrinal research mostly are: there are two types of sources, primary sources and secondary sources. So primary sources are basically the constitution, the acts or statutes, the rules and regulations laid down by the government. The government notifications can also act as the primary source. Courts judgments, these are the original sources which are being used by the researcher, and that's why these are called primary sources. Then we have secondary sources, which can be textbooks, journals, law commission reports, commentaries on any legal topic, and the research articles published by various academicians. These can be the secondary sources. So researcher, whenever he will be doing the doctrinal research, he can use the primary as well as secondary sources, and he can analyze the data and he can draw the result. So basically, what is the process of doing the doctrinal research? So how the doctrinal research will be done by the researcher? Whenever any researcher is choosing to do a doctrinal legal research, what he needs to do, he first of all needs to select a legal issue, and then he needs to locate the relevant laws. What are the laws relating to that particular issue? Then he needs to read the judgments carefully. He needs to do the research, find out whether the Supreme Court or judgments have, so high courts have given any judgments on any of that issue. Then he can read those judgments very carefully. Then he can compare the judicial opinions given in different cases or cases of similar nature by different courts. Then he needs to identify the legal gaps. Legal gap is basically that if everything has been is present in the society relating to that particular legal issue, but there is still a gap which remains unfilled, and it is the objective of the researcher to fill that particular gap. So on the basis of that, he will be providing the conclusion and suggestions for solving that particular issue. So, for example, these can be the suggested topics if anyone wants to do. Then triple talaq and constitutional validity. In this particular topic, the researcher will be studying the triple constitutional validity of the triple talaq. Then he will be applying the primary sources, the statutes and the precedents, and secondary data he will be also using, and he will be studying whether triple talaq is constitutionally valid or not. Then he will be providing his conclusion and suggestions accordingly. Then Uniform Civil Code in Uttarakhand, which has been enacted recently. Then GST interpretations. Then Data Protection Act analysis. If the researcher wants to study, he needs to study the books and the relevant laws and judgments, and he can give the suggestions on the basis of that. Every research has some strengths and limitations. So now we will be discussing the strengths and limitations of doctrinal research. So when we talk about the strengths, so doctrinal research can be a strong legal reasoning based research because you are using the acts. So what is the legal reasoning behind anything? So this can be a strong legal reasoning. So based on authoritative sources, this is another strength because you will be using the primary data in the form of judgments, in the form of statutes, acts, in the form of courts, and then it will be used for litigation and judiciary exams. If anyone is in the profession of advocacy or litigation, or he is appearing for judiciary exams, then doctrinal research is the best method for doing the research. It also clarifies the legal principles, that what are the legal principles pertaining to any issue. Then limitations are, it may ignore the social realities. There are laws, but the implementation law is another thing. So the doctrinal research just studies the legal principles. It does not tell about the social realities, how the law is being applied in the society, what are the loopholes, what are the problems in the implementation of those laws. So then it has limited field perspective because you will be studying, keeping your research strictly to the library only. You won't be going into the field, you won't be knowing about the grassroots level, what is happening over there. So it has limited field perspective. It does not allow, it does not always show law in action. So what are the problems in the implementation of any law, how the law is working, whether the law is actually implemented in the society or not, whether it is able to solve the problem or fulfill the objective with which the law was enacted. So you won't be able to know that. So what the law in action is actually, so it is not, you can say, I will be answering that question. So the next type of research is empirical legal research. Empirical legal research, it studies the law in action, while doctrinal research studies the, it's called the library research. This is basically the field-based research where you will be actually going to the society, you will be studying what the law in action is rather than law only in books. It examines how law affects the citizens, the institutions, the courts, policy systems, organizations, or society at large. Or you can study the action of the law, implementation of law only through the empirical research method. So what are the various methods used for empirical research? So basically there are two methods when we talk about the empirical research. There will be quantitative methods include surveys, questionnaires, statistical data, and numerical analysis. Qualitative methods, it includes interviews, focus groups, and observations, case studies, and personal experience of the stakeholders. So what are the various steps in empirical research? First of all, the researcher needs to identify the research gap, of course, and then he needs to define the objective. What are the objectives behind doing that particular research? Then he needs to prepare the questionnaire accordingly, what he wants to know from the stakeholders. Then he needs to select the sample group. Sample group will be the people or the organizations or the system which he wants to study. Then he will be sharing his prepared questionnaire with the stakeholders or sample group, and he will be collecting responses of those sample group. Then after collecting the responses, he needs to analyze the data. Then on the basis of the data analysis, he needs to draw the conclusions, and on the basis of these conclusions, he will be suggesting reforms. So basically, empirical research connects the law with the real life, that what actually the law is when it is implemented in the society, what are the problems, what are the strengths and weaknesses of that particular law while being in implementation. So then comes the AI assisted legal research. So everybody these days, we all know that today in the 21st century, AI plays a greater role in every field. So in legal research also, AI is being used while doing the research. So AI, that is artificial intelligence, can support researchers by improving the speed, accessibility, and productivity. AI can help in the literature review. Then the researcher can use AI for summarizing the judgments, for finding the precedents. So for drafting outlines, the researcher can use AI. Citation formatting can be done through or with the help of the AI. Then comparative legal study can be done through AI. Data coding and trend analysis, all these can be done in a very faster way by the use of AI. That's why we called it AI assisted legal research. So popular AI tools for researchers, which the researchers use, are ChatGPT, Lexis Plus AI, then Westlaw AI, Google Scholar, Grammarly, and Turnitin, where you check the similarity index and of the work being done by you. So these tools save time when used responsibly, but you need to use these tools very responsibly, because with the help there are risks also. So what are the risks of AI in research? AI must be used carefully because risks include fake and hallucinated citations. So all the citations which are being provided by the AI, they cannot be 100% correct all the time. So sometimes AI also provides the fake or hallucinated citations. So you need to check the genuineness of those citations which you are using in your research if you have taken the help from AI. Then incorrect legal information. Sometimes AI can also provide you incorrect legal information. So you need to cross verify whether the information which the AI is providing you, whether it is correct or incorrect. Don't use incorrect legal information in your research. Then bias in outputs. AI can be biased in its outputs. Data privacy concerns can also be there. Sometimes AI might be providing you the data which will be the violation of somebody else's work. Then over dependence. If you are over depending on the AI, that is there are risks again. Then reduced original thinking. AI, although it is doing very well, but it cannot replace the human thinking. So basically, there is a risk of reducing the original thinking process, like the human beings. So always verify every case, section, fact, or source whenever you will be citing while using AI in your research. So the best model, if you ask that what will be the best method for doing research, so I would say that it will be the hybrid research approach. For example, you want to study the cyberbullying law in India. Then how you can use the hybrid research approach? You can study, first of all, you need to study IT Act, Information Technology Act, then BNS, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, and the judgments relating to the cyberbullying in India. For that, you need to study the primary sources, and then you will be doing the doctrinal part of the research. Then you need to survey the students on their experiences. And the experiences which the students will be sharing with you, that will be the field-based study, and that is the empirical study. And then you can compare international approaches with the help of AI. So combining these methods can create a stronger and practical research, so which will be very beneficial. And then the question is how to choose the right method. If the researcher is confused that which method I must be adopting or which method I must be choosing while doing the research, so you need to ask these questions to yourself. If you want to know what does the law say, if you just want to know the legal provisions, then doctrinal method is the best way for that particular research. If you want to ask how does society experience the law, that what are the actual problems or actual implementation level success or loopholes in the implementation of the law, then you can use the empirical method, the field study based or survey based method. Then if you want to ask how can I work faster, if you want to do your research and you want to work faster, then you can also take the help from AI tools. But again, I'm repeating that you need to use these tools very carefully. Then if you want to ask that how can I produce the best work, then you use the mixed method. Apply all the methods, that is doctrinal, empirical and AI tools, and you will be able to provide the best solutions and best results. Then there are certain ethics which need to be followed by the researcher. So what are those ethics which every researcher must follow? So these are the honesty, then originality. You must not be copying somebody else's work and showing it as your own. Then proper citation practices must be there. Consent of the participants must be taken before using their data. And then confidentiality must be there. Then no plagiarism must be there. No fake data must be provided in the your research. Then you must be using the AI in a responsible way. So technology can assist in intelligence, but integrity must come from the research ethics only. Okay. So now this is my message to the students, that after going through, you might be fearing research, but I would suggest that don't fear research. Every issue around you can become a topic of research. Okay, so these are few of the common problems which are prevailing in the society. So mental health is an issue today, which especially the youth, they are having some mental health problems. So you can study the mental health and law. What does the law says about the mental health of the individuals? Is there any law for the mental health? If there is any law, what is the implementation level? Whether the implementation is proper or not? What are the loopholes? What can be done? So everything. So women's safety is another issue which can be studied, and the research can be done on this. Then prison reforms is another issue. Cyber fraud, these are being studied by many researchers these days, because we are facing these frauds. We are the victims of these frauds on regular basis. We find many victims on daily basis. And then privacy rights, it can also be another area for doing research. Environmental justice, then AI governance, because we have started using AI, but do we have any law for proper governance? Any mistake is being done by AI, then who will be responsible? Whose responsibility will it be? Then all these things can be the topics for studying the law. So research begins with curiosity and grows through discipline. Okay. So if we talk about the legal research today, so in current time, legal research is evolving rapidly. Earlier research was done through books only. Now books are being replaced by databases. So earlier the students were using libraries, but now digital platforms are there to provide information like Manu Patra SCC online. If you want any information relating to any judgment of Supreme Court or High Courts. Then now the intelligent tools are replacing the traditional methods. Earlier you need to visit to the library and you needed to, you can say, get the information through by visiting somewhere, but now you can use various tools and you can do analysis of the data collected by you, and you can use other AI tools for comparing, for getting the information in a much faster way. But one thing always remains the constant: human judgment, ethics, logic, and the pursuit of justice. So you cannot change this. So if you have any query, so I'm here. So thank you everyone for giving me, so first listening to me with such a patience.
Thank you so much, Dr. Syedah Fatima. And now I would request to our admission nominee, Mr. Sukhwinder Singh, to be on the screen. Over to you, Mr. Sukhwinder Singh.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let me screen for a while. I hope my screen is visible to all.
Yes, your screen is visible. You can continue.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Fatima. It was really an enlightening session for the student, those who really want to pursue their career in law and specifically, we say, in research. So my job is to let them know how they can proceed for the admission and what we are offering being an MPU. So we'll start with the accreditation and approval. I request all the students, whosoever is proceeding for any sort of course, they must know about the accreditation and approvals of the university. Specifically for law, if I talk about, BCA's approval is mandatory. So we'll discuss about it also. What we are having, if we talk about accreditation, so Lovely Professional University received the highest NAC grade, that is NAC A++ with 3.68 score on the scale of 4. So we are the first private university in the country which is having this much of score by the NAC. So we are UGC approved university. So we are running all the courses comes under UGC. And yes, we are having multiple accreditations required for the different courses like NAC we have discussed, ACDSP for the MBA, ICA for the agriculture program, and UGCDEF for distance, and NCT for teaching. And yes, obviously we are having Bar Council of India approval to run the courses for law, Council of Architecture, Pharmacy Council of India, and ITPI, and Punjab State Council for Agriculture Education. So these are the approvals and accreditation that we have to run all the courses that we're having in our campus. So yes, if we are having the courses, we are having the placements. So some of the accolades of the university, I'm sharing it with you all. We are having more than 100 recruiters, those who comes to the campus and replace the students. So 5,500 plus students have already been placed in Fortune 500 companies. And it's honored to tell you all that we are having 350 plus recruiters of IITs and IIMs, those who are coming to LPU also. And the average package for top 25 place student is 10.1 lakh. And he's a star placement with a package of 2.5 crore as a senior principal AI and robotic engineer, Mr. Sri Sarvana Vishnu. And few other accolades like those who are placed on the package of rupees 1 crore. And you name the company, you name the country, we are having our students over there working in different top-notch companies. So these are the students who are working with Google, Yahoo, Apple, Amazon, Bank of America on the package of 1 crore plus. And yes, few of our rankings and awards that university have got, that as per NIRF ranking, LPU stands 31st amongst all government and private universities in India. And if we segregate it, 13th in pharmacy, 17th in agriculture, 24th in architecture and planning, 26th in law, 44th in management, 48th in research, 48th in engineering, and 11th, 51 in innovation. So these are the ranking given by the government of India via NIRF. So the World University Ranking LPU ranks 5th in India amongst all the government universities. In WURI, we ranked 4th, the World University Ranking for Innovation. So LPU also works, apart from academics, we are focusing on the extracurricular activity because it also plays a very important role in the holistic development of a student. So we are having few other achievements that I can show you. Yes, we are having 24 Olympians that we sent to the Paris Olympics in 2024. And we were the second university in the world after Stanford University. So first in the country, we are having 24 students that we sent in the Paris Olympics. And out of those 24, 8 LP students take the victory and they got the bronze medal. They're all a member of Indian hockey team. And few other achievement of the university students, those who participate in different events and competition across the globe. And yes, university is also providing the exposure of meeting new people, meeting big dignitaries, sharing stages with them. So we are having 106 Indian Science Congress at our campus, and we were having different dignitaries. Those who came to our campus, His Holiness Dalai Lama, and the people from the Bollywood, they came to our campus. These are the few other images. Yes. So that I was talking about the holistic development. As a student, what we actually need is we have to focus on three different aspects while we are studying in any of the campus. Right? First is academics. No doubt we should be good in academics. Second is exposure, and third one is extracurricular activities. If you're having all these three things with you, you can be a placement ready and a good student. And the infrastructure that LPU is offering, I'm sharing few of the clips. These photographs are also clicked by the student of photography department. These are all the landscapes of the campus, the night view of the hostel. We are having one of the largest hostel capacity in the country. More than 25,000 students are residing inside the campus, and we are having full-fledged hospital inside the campus with 50 beds, gym for your fitness, and this is a Mac lab for the student of BTech CSE, the view of library we're having inside the campus. And we're having mall inside the campus where you can meet all your daily needs, auditorium, an indoor stadium where you can play multiple games. And we are having at the Olympics level, swimming pool, courts, shooting range, each and everything inside the campus. And yes, the students, those who are coming from the far-flung areas, we are having very secured residential facilities inside the campus with the turnstile gates, no ragging, and we are having more than 400 security personnel inside the campus to take care of you. Now, coming to the main point, that how you can come to our campus, how you can take admission, what would be the eligibility criteria, and what are the scholarships that we are offering to you, right? So to take admission in Lovely Professional University, the first thing that you require is LPU NEST, Lovely Professional University National Entrance and Scholarship Test. On the basis of test, you can take admission and you can get scholarship also. And the third thing that we are offering on the basis of this test is study grant. For those students, specifically I must talk about the law student, those who are preparing for the CLAT exam and they got selection in NLUs. We are giving them study grant worth rupees 1 lakh for the students line and this, right? For the engineering, if they got selected in IIT, NIT, if for medical, AIMS, government universities and colleges, management, IIM, design, NID, NFT, law, NLU, and hotel management, IHM. So if they got selected in any of the institution and they have also appeared in our exam and performed tremendously well, so our university going to give them rupees 1 lakh as a study grant to study in these campuses. We have already awarded more than 10 crores of study grant to different students studying in these institutions. So what is the timeline for the March schedule we talk about? Not April is there. 26th Jan, we have already started the registration. 5th Feb, slot booking we have started. Last day to apply was, I will show the updated structure on the website. Yeah. Now the scholarship that we are offering on the LPU NEST is here, but yes, apart from LPU NEST, we are also offering different scholarship to different students. National level test based, innovation based, entrepreneurship, R&D, social service, bravery, board toppers, and other agencies. And yes, we are not forgetting the defense personnel, teachers, to the student, those who are unfortunately orphans, economically weaker section, single girl child, single mother child, especially person. We are offering scholarship to all of them. Apart from the scholarship that we are offering on the basis of academic performances, on the basis of their LPU, we are offering these scholarships also. So few brackets of scholarship is there. We are offering 100% tuition fee waiver to the student, those who are top rank holders. And in the second bracket, we are giving scholarship to students, those who are having more than 98% marks in their last qualified exam. If I talk about after diploma 10+2, 98%. Bracket 3, if you're having in between 95 to 97.99. In bracket 4, if you lie between 90% to 94.99. In bracket 5, if you lie between 80% to 89.99. For the student, those who want to take admission in the UG program. And yes, we are offering scholarships in the PG programs also. So if you want to take admission in PG and you are having good score in your graduation, 95% above, you will lie in bracket 2, bracket 3, 90 to 94.9, and bracket 4, 80 to 89.9. And for bracket 5, here we have a relaxation. You can go for 70 to 79.9 if you're having in your last qualifying exam. We'll give you bracket 5 scholarship. Yes. Just give me a moment. I will share you the website where we can tell you what are the courses that we're offering. Yes, the programs that we offer under law program. For graduation, we are offering BA LLB, BB LLB. After graduation, we are offering LLB, LLM, and BS. After post-graduation, we are also having PhD programs for the student. Those who are working, they can go for part-time. Those who want to study regular, we are having full-time PhD for them also. So what would be the test structure? Law for graduation, I'm sharing my screen. Like the subject should be English, quantitative and logical aptitude, legal reasoning, general awareness. So 20 questions would be from each section. One question would carry 1 mark, and for logical aptitude, 2 marks. So total will become 100 marks question. Right? So this is the test structure that we are offering. And the important dates, just give me a moment. Yes. For the session March, the online registration has already been started on 26 March. Slot booking have already been started 30th of March. And if you want to appear in the exam, you can take the exam. You can book the slot at your own. We are having 3 modes of exam. You can take the exam at your place. You can sit in the sit at your home and you can give online exam. Secondly, you can come to our test centers. You can take exam over there. And thirdly, you can come to our campus and have a look of the campus, and you can take exam over there. And the result would be declared after 24 hours after you take the exam. And last date to take admission, students, is 25th of April, 2026. Right. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. If you have any query, any question, you can ask.
Thanks to Mr. Sukhwinder Singh. As I can see, there are some questions from our participants. Can we take the questions, Dr. Syedah Fatima and Mr. Sukhwinder?
So,
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Thanks for giving me a chance to address your questions, attendees. So Gaurav is with us. So Gaurav is asking, what are the advantages and the limitations of using empirical methods such as surveys or statistical analysis in legal research?
Okay, so basically, if you will be doing empirical research, empirical research is being given more weightage these days. So most of the employers and most of the hiring companies, they will be opting for those candidates who have actually done the field-based surveys or field studies. So empirical research is considered as more authentic because you will be studying the grassroots level, the problems. So empirical research is basically more helpful in solving the problems than the doctrinal research. By doctrinal research, you can get to know about the provisions only, but you can't bring any major change in the society without studying the actual problem of the society. But while doing the empirical research, you will be studying, you will be focusing on the problem at the grassroots level, and you will be able to suggest more or better suggestions, or you can say it will be very helpful in solving the problem in a very better way.
Thank you so much, Dr. Syedah Fatima, today's expert. So Gaurav, I hope you got your answer from our today's expert. So Mr. Sukhwinder, someone is asking, do LPU provide the residential facilities also?
yes, I have already shared in my PPT that yes, we are having a residential facility inside the campus, and it is the most secured residential facility, we must say. As a security concern, we have security personnel. We have already discussed. We are having wardens in the hostels and different mess. The student, those are coming from different states. We are having different food facilities also for them. If they are coming from South Indian, we are having South Indian mess. If they're coming from Haryana, we are having Haryana mess. For North Indian students, we are having North Indian mess, and for Rajasthan, we are having Rajasthani mess. And if they are asking about particularly about the residential facilities, we are having different categories in the residential facilities, starting from 6-seater to 5-seater, 5 sharing room, 4 sharing room, 3 sharing, double and single we are having. Depending upon the budget, they can get the room they want to. And in almost all of the hostel facilities, we can say like 4-seater, 3-seater, 2-seater, or 1-seater, we are having 4 beds, 4 chair tables, 4 almiras, attached washroom and attached toilet for each and every student, those who are coming to our hostels.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sukhwinder. I hope, dear, you got your answer from our today's expert. Dilpreet is with us. So Dilpreet is asking, how can researchers ensure reliability and ethical integrity when using AI-assisted tools in legal research?
So basically, the researcher, as I have already discussed while in the speaking for the research, so basically he needs to check the reliability of the research. You cannot use the AI tools as it is. You need to cross-check. You need to cross-verify that the data and information which the AI is providing, whether it is correct or not. If it is incorrect, for example, you are getting any data relating to any crime rate. So you need to check the same from the website, or for example, you are checking the crime rate data, you need to National Crime Record Bureau. So you need to check the data from there also. You cannot cite whatever the data or any information has been provided by the AI as it is. So it is upon the researcher, it is his responsibility that he checks before presenting the data in his research. He needs to check that data from the particular source itself. So it is totally upon the researcher, because we cannot blame the AI for that. Basically, it is the researcher who is using that data. He needs to take proper care of the same. If you are citing any case, you are taking the help of the AI tools, you need to check the citation, actual citation of the case before citing the same.
Thanks, Dr. Fatima. I hope all the participants got their answers from our today's experts. If anyone have any question regarding the admissions, they just write on us at admission@lpu.co.in. And you can do WhatsApp chat with us. Our WhatsApp number is 9852569000. I'm repeating the number. It's 9852569000. And once again, thanks to our experts, Dr. Syedah Fatima and Mr. Sukhwinder sir. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in, under this admission, under this Edu-Webinars, and you will find past and upcoming webinars. And you can access this video on YouTube. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I will be signing off this one. Take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.